Hi, everybody. My name is Ellis Glassford, and I am the PDSO here at Muskegon Community College. So I'm the one that you primarily work with through the process of getting started, getting enrolled, and being a student here at MCC. Um, so I just kind of wanted to come on and talk a little bit about the requirements for admission. I get a lot of questions about what requirements are needed for international students, what documents we need. So I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of go in depth about what we need. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And this is our main page. So you can view a lot of information from this main page here, and I just kind of wanted to break that down for you. So if you come up here to future students and international students, this is going to be your main source for information. So starting first with the admission process, you're going to want to click down here where it says Potential International Student Checklist. This is going to take you to the checklist of things that we need before we could even offer you admission. So we have to receive everything on this list before we could even provide a acceptance letter or an I-20 for you. So I'm going to break down kind of what these steps are. So step number 1 is 2 parts. The first part is to complete our online application. It's completely free for you. You can access this by clicking the link here or on our main website, going all the way up to the top where it says apply now. So those are your 2 choices for how to get to this page. The second thing we need from you is an international student application. So this, if you click on the link, will bring you to that application. And then we will need you to complete this because this is information that's asked from us when we fill out your I-20 form. So make sure that you fill this out and have it submitted to us. So that's the first part. The second part is we need your academic records. So as it says here, if they're not in English, they do need to be translated. We do have to be able to read it in English. So this is going to be whatever you have related to high school. So if you have copies of your transcripts, that's really important, especially if you're planning to be a athlete here. We will need a copy of your translated transcripts, as well as proof that you finished high school. So if you have like a diploma or something that says that you finished high school, we will need both of those things. If you're confused on what we kind of need from you, you can also utilize this U.S. high school equivalency based on country. And then starting on page 9, you can pick your country. So let's say you're from Brazil. It'll show you exactly what the forms of high school graduation that we can accept are. So they have that available for every country, and you'll want to use that if you're confused. Third, we'll need English proficiency. So if you are from an English-speaking country, for example, Canada, South Africa, Australia, anywhere in England, you don't have to provide English proficiency. That will be waived for you. Any other country, though, we will need proof of English proficiency. So here are 5 different options as far as a test that you can take to prove English proficiency with the scores that we need. So we will need you to take one of those to prove English proficiency. Step 4 is financial information. So when you're filling out the international application, which is here on page 5, it'll ask you, page 5, it'll break down the costs of coming to MCC. And on page 6, it will ask how you're planning to pay for college. So if you have money in your bank account, you can put that here. If you are using a parent's account, you can use that. However you're planning to pay for tuition and fees here at the college, you'll want to put that and list the amount as well. Make sure that it's listed in USD dollars rather than your currency, just so that we can accurately assess that. In addition to filling out this form, we'll also need you to send bank statements verifying the amount of money in your bank account. So for example, the amount that we require that you show to have is at least 22,517 USD. So if you have $10,000 USD in your account, maybe your parents have $10,000 USD in their account, and then maybe your aunt has $5,000 USD in her account. You can use all three of those to count towards the total. You'll just have to list all three of them on the application and make sure to send all three letters or bank statements with your application. The other thing to note is that anytime I get a bank statement that has someone else's name on it, so when you send mom's information, it's going to have mom's name on that bank account. If it's not yours, it has to be someone who is willing to allow you to use their money for proof of income. And they have to write me a letter that says, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I agree to allow my student to use my information." So I will need that letter as well if the name on the bank account does not match the student's. And that could simply be a written out letter, typed letter. It just has to be signed and dated by that person. So that's steps 1 through 4 are what we need in order to process your application. So once we have all 4 of those, we can then issue you acceptance as well as your I-20. A really helpful thing that I made for students is this checklist down here. And this is downloadable and printable, so you can use it to check stuff off as you submit it. So this is a summary of what I said. So application, international application, your academic records, English proficiency, proof of finances, and health insurance information. So this is not needed for acceptance, but you will have to get health insurance before coming to the US. We don't have any associated with us, but there are quite a few on our website. So if you go back to our potential checklist here under health insurance, it does offer you some options here. If you're a transfer student, meaning that you are coming from another US school, all of that same stuff is needed from you, except for you have an additional step of submitting these 2 forms. So make sure that if you're a transfer student, you take these additional steps as well. And then it says wait for acceptance in I-20. So once you're provided with that, you'll be able to apply for your visa and hopefully get your visa. And then once you get your I-20, there's some additional steps to take here. These steps can be found, again, going back to our main international page under accepted. So once you're moved up from potential to accepted, you can come here and view all of your next steps to how to get enrolled in classes, as well as you can view our international welcome packet here, which basically brings you to a wealth of information about MCC. It provides you with some options on housing, because we don't offer housing here at MCC. We do have some housing nearby, but it's not through us. So if you see the housing section, we do list some options here for potentially you could call to get an apartment if you need to. So all the information's out there on the website. I just wanted to break it down so you kind of understood what was processed. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to the international email, which is international@muskegoncc.edu.